don't know if you've noticed, but I've literally never said vaginal canal in this entire conversation.
Yeah, I did notice that.
The canal is like, okay, that's where the baby comes out of, but who gives a shit about your pleasure? The canal is, oh, it's this tube that's like an inside out dick. So all it wants is wrong again. It's not. Even the word vagina is the word that it's derivative of a Greek word for sheath for a sword. So it's just the place for him to put himself into. All of that is just falderall. The
Oh,
vagina is
wow.
actually a cavern that looks like a balloon. So I've got a
Wow.
balloon here. Let me show you what it looks like. So a balloon, and if you're listening to us, I'm holding up a little red balloon that it's the kind you'd make a water balloon out of. So it has a little round, it has a neck and it has a little round end, and that's like the vaginal sphincter muscle, the little round sphincter muscle that's the opening to our vagina. And then it has this kind of little neck that then opens to this round balloony shape. And what's interesting is that I'm going to blow it up. So that's what your vagina looks like when you get turned on, when you get aroused, when you have
It
lots and
expands.
lots of it
Wow.
expands and it pulls up like this. And then the cervix pops down like this in here. And so I'm going to loosen it now. So what's interesting about that is that if you think about the vagina like a cave or a cavern, instead of like a sheath or a tube, you've got a better visualization. There's this little neck that then expands to this big area. And the more turned on you get, the more it expands and blood flows in and all that tissue gets engorged, and it feels really good to have not just the vaginal mucosal lining, which is the skin of the vagina, that like kind of like the inside of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That likes sensation, but it's not really that interested in having just friction all the time. Just the whole That's not what it wants. What it wants is for you to be stimulated beyond that tissue into basically like your guts, into all of the
God.
meat in your pelvic bowl on the other side of that tissue. So getting up into the G area on the top of the neck of the vagina, all that spongy tissue that rides along the top of the vaginal cavern. The cervix likes to be stimulated beyond the cervix into that deep space of the cave,
Yeah.
loves to be penetrated. The bottom of the vagina, between the floor of the vagina and the rectum, there's a sponge under there called the perineal sponge. It loves to be stroked. The sides of the cavern have the pudendal nerves. You can feel orgasms run down your legs and curl your toes.
Oh
So
my
if you
God.
think about the map of the vaginal cavern, and that what it doesn't want is just a pounding, which is what you always see, right? What it wants is a lot of stimulation of that whole internal tissue area. So the types of techniques at orgasmic intercourse are things where I teach men how to use their penis in different ways, whether that's penis pivots, so he can aim it like a pool cue or a gun whale where he wants it to go, or pelvic rocks where he can go down to the bottom and pull up across the top, or where he's thinking about his penis, he's imagining his penis as a heart and a tongue rather than as a piston or a pool cue. He's bringing his heart into his member, and then he's essentially also caressing you and almost like licking you with it inside. He has never thought about doing that with his penis because all he's ever seen is, I'm supposed to give her a banging.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important. There's also glissando, which is an interesting one. And I describe each one of these in detail. So I'm not going into detail, but I'm giving you an idea of the variety of things that you
By
can
the
do.
way,
Glissando is a musical term for piano. I'm a piano player, so just want to say that. Glissando is a musical term, and I'm so curious to hear what it means in this context. But in music, it means like gliding your hands across the entire keyboard. So how does that relate to sexuality?
That's exactly it. And I got it from harp the harp playing. Harp uses, it goes,
It's the same thing. Yep.
it's the same thing. It is absolutely a musical term. And glissando is the idea that, let's just say you're in doggy position, which is actually a very good way for you to have an orgasm from intercourse the first time, because there's a lot of freedom of movement that really helps. There's two sex positions that work the best for training your body to start orgasming from intercourse. One is woman on top, cowgirl. So missionary woman on top facing the man, because you get a lot of control yourself over the slide and the glide. And another one is doggy, but you don't have as much control, but you can kind of move back and forth too, which is nice. So you have control. Glissando is the idea that, and mostly I teach this to men, where it's like, instead of you putting your penis in and out of her, move her body on your penis. And in doggy, that's very easy to do. And when you hold her hips and you move her on you, there are a lot of guys who have a lot of good rhythm out there. They know how to slide and do light strokes and then heavy long strokes and toggle the nervous system. You're toggling the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system so that it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh, and then you're like, oh, so it's giving it, it's varying the sensation, which your body really likes. It'll lean in, it'll come toward the sensation that is missing, but then as it comes toward it and you give it different sensation, it goes, oh, that's even better. Oh, that's even better. And so glissando is this idea of moving her on you.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's so much here. Wow. No, go ahead. Continue.
Exactly. Okay, good. So yeah, go ahead.
I would just really quick. I was going to say, so much that you described, like even going back to the beginning, when you talk about unpeeling that first layer of trauma that could be blocking you from opening up, it's like a spiritual experience for a woman to learn how to have an orgasm from the inside. Because I've had plenty on the outside, let's just put it that way, but I've tried, and I didn't know about the cavern. I thought the vagina was just the tube. So I like how you reinvented the word to give it that new context, that no, it's not just this narrow thing. It's this, that's what I mean. It's spiritual. It's almost like it's this never ending, like a universe that keeps expanding. Oh my God. I'm like, I got the chills, like just thinking about that, because this is good information for people to hear. I never knew any of that. Hey guys, it's me, your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. If you enjoyed this clip today, please don't forget to hit subscribe. It is my dream to become a full-time podcaster, and your support helps more than you could possibly know. So again, hit that subscribe button to help me keep the momentum going on this channel. Also, for every single clip, there is a link in the description to the full episode if you would like to hear the full episode. And I also have a link to my Instagram below if you'd like to follow me on Instagram as well. So that's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye.